Have you ever pondered over what happens to an astronaut's body during a long-term space mission? Is it all just floating around or is there more to it? Let's embark on a cosmic journey, an exploration of the intricacies of space travel, from the powerful liftoff to the serene existence among the stars, and back to the familiar pull of Earth's gravity. Each phase of a space mission has its unique challenges and effects on the human body. Imagine the thunderous roar and the intense pressure as a spacecraft catapults off the ground. The launch, the very first stage, is a thrilling ride that subjects the body to immense gravitational forces, more than 3 times the normal gravity we experience on Earth. This is where the astronaut's physical resilience is tested to its limits. Once the craft escapes Earth's gravitational pull, the second phase, living in space, begins. Here, in the vast expanse of the cosmos, the astronauts find themselves in a state of constant freefall, a condition we commonly refer to as zero gravity. This weightless environment presents a whole new set of challenges for the human body, from muscle atrophy to bone density loss. Finally, the mission draws to a close and it's time for the return journey. The spacecraft re-enters the Earth's atmosphere, once again facing high gravitational forces. On landing, the astronauts, having acclimated to zero gravity, must now readjust to Earth's gravity. This transition can result in a range of physiological changes, from balance issues to cardiovascular complications. As we journey through each stage, we'll delve deeper into the science behind these effects, the countermeasures implemented by space agencies to mitigate them, and the recovery process that astronauts undergo upon their return. Throughout this journey, we'll aim to unravel the mysteries of space travel, shedding light on how it alters the human body and how these changes impact the astronauts' return to Earth. So, stay tuned, as we're about to delve into the fascinating world of space travel and its effects on the human body. The journey begins with the launch, a spectacle of immense power and precision. This is the moment when the spacecraft, powered by some of the most advanced technology, unleashes a tremendous force, pushing astronauts into their seats as they ascend towards the stars. Let's delve into the physical and psychological effects of this intense launch on the astronauts. As the countdown hits 0, the engines roar to life and the astronauts are thrust back into their seats. The force pressing against them is not just 1 but 3 to 4 times their body weight. This is due to the gravitational forces or G-forces that come into play during liftoff. It's like having an elephant sit on your chest while you're trying to breathe and perform complex tasks. But it's not just the G-forces that make this phase challenging. The vibration and noise inside the spacecraft add to the sensory overload. As the engines roar, the spacecraft shakes and the astronauts can feel every tremor. The sound is deafening, a constant thunderous rumble that fills their ears. The whole craft vibrates, a resonant hum that they can feel in their bones. During all this physical chaos, there's a psychological aspect as well. The adrenaline rush, the excitement, the fear. All of these emotions are coursing through the astronauts' veins as they rocket towards space. It's a feeling of exhilaration, of being on the cusp of something great and unknown. The adrenaline helps them focus, sharpens their senses, and prepares them for the journey ahead. Despite the intense physical and psychological challenges, astronauts train for years to be able to handle this. They learn to keep their cool, to perform their duties even under the immense pressure, vibration, and noise. They learn to harness the adrenaline rush, to use it to their advantage. It is within these first few minutes that astronauts experience the most intense physical sensations of their journey. This is the beginning of their adventure, the first step into the great unknown. And as they break free from the Earth's atmosphere, they leave behind the familiar and step into a realm where few have ventured before. Once in space, astronauts must adapt to an environment unlike anything they've experienced on Earth. The very fabric of human life is woven with gravity's thread, and when that thread is cut, a whole host of challenges arise. In the vast expanse of space, the first and perhaps most noticeable hurdle is weightlessness. Now you might be thinking, floating around all day? Sign me up. But weightlessness is far from a joyride. Without the constant pull of gravity, the human body undergoes significant changes. Our muscles, for instance, are designed to work against gravity. They help us walk, lift, and even keep our hearts beating. But in weightlessness, these muscles don't have to work as hard. Over time, they begin to weaken and shrink, a condition known as muscle atrophy. Imagine waking up one day and finding that your legs can't support your body weight. That's the reality for astronauts returning from space if they don't undertake rigorous exercise routines while on their mission. Then there's the matter of our skeletons. On Earth, our bones are constantly breaking down and rebuilding themselves. But in space, the balance is tipped. Bone breakdown continues, but rebuilding is slowed, leading to a gradual loss of bone density. It's a bit like osteoporosis, but it happens at a much faster rate. Now let's talk about a less tangible but equally important aspect of living in space: isolation. Astronauts are cut off from the world, both physically and psychologically. They can't hug their loved ones, take a walk in the park, or even enjoy a hot meal. All they have is the sterile environment of the spacecraft and the unchanging view of the stars. This isolation can lead to feelings of loneliness, depression, and stress, conditions that can have serious implications for the success of the mission. Moreover, space is a high-radiation environment. Earth's magnetic field shields us from most of the harmful cosmic radiation, but astronauts in space have no such protection. This exposure to radiation increases their risk of developing cancer and other health conditions. And then there's the issue of the circadian rhythm. On Earth, our biological clock is set to a 24-hour cycle, guided by the rise and fall of the sun. In space, however, astronauts experience 16 sunrises and sunsets each day. This constant change can wreak havoc on their sleep patterns, leading to fatigue and diminished cognitive function. Despite these challenges, astronauts forge ahead, pushing the boundaries of human knowledge and capability. They undertake rigorous exercise routines to combat muscle atrophy and bone loss. They maintain a strict schedule to keep their circadian rhythm in check. They communicate regularly with their loved ones and psychologists on Earth to stave off feelings of isolation. And they are monitored closely for signs of radiation exposure. Indeed, living in space is far from easy. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a testament to our relentless pursuit of knowledge, and a testament to our ability to adapt to the most extreme of environments. But it's also a stark reminder of the toll space travel can take on the human body and mind. As we continue to reach for the stars, it's crucial that we understand these challenges and work towards mitigating their effects. Because as much as we are explorers, pushing the boundaries of what's known, we are also human, bound by the limitations of our bodies and minds. Living in space is not just about floating around, it's a constant battle against an environment that humans were not designed for. Yet it's a battle we willingly face for the promise of discovery, for the advancement of science, and for the sheer wonder of living among the stars. Returning home is not as simple as it sounds. The human body has to readjust to gravity. It hasn't felt for months. Imagine, if you will, stepping off a plane after a long flight. Your legs feel wobbly, your head spins a bit, and your body generally feels out of sorts. Now multiply that feeling by 100. That's what astronauts experience when they return from a mission in space. In the weightless environment of space, astronauts' muscles, including the heart, can atrophy. This is because they don't have to work against gravity to move about. When they return to Earth, they must readjust to the planet's gravitational pull. This can lead to muscle weakness and a feeling of heaviness. Astronauts also experience a phenomenon known as orthostatic intolerance upon their return. In simpler terms, this means they may feel dizzy or faint when they stand up. This is due to the body's circulatory system adjusting to the pull of gravity again after months of weightlessness. But it's not just the physical challenges that astronauts face when they return home. There are psychological challenges too. For months, astronauts live in a confined space with the same people doing the same tasks day in and day out. Their world is a capsule. They view the vast expanse of space punctuated by the sight of our planet from afar. Then they return to Earth, to the hustle and bustle of everyday life. They have to readjust to the myriad of sights, sounds, and interactions that they haven't experienced for months. This can be overwhelming and require a period of adjustment. And then, there's the fame. Astronauts are often thrust into the limelight upon their return. They are asked to speak at conferences, attend events, and give interviews. They become public figures, role models. This sudden fame can be a challenge to navigate, especially when they are still trying to readjust to life back on Earth. Space travel also impacts an astronaut's perception of the world. Having seen Earth from space, many astronauts return with a new perspective. This phenomenon, often referred to as the overview effect, can lead to feelings of awe and a renewed sense of responsibility towards our planet. It's a profound experience that can be both inspiring and unsettling. There's also the sense of loss that some astronauts experience. They've lived among the stars, seen sights few humans ever will, and then they return to the mundane realities of life on Earth. It can be a jarring transition, and some astronauts struggle with feelings of melancholy or depression. But despite these challenges, astronauts are not left to fend for themselves. NASA and other space agencies have support systems in place to help astronauts readjust. This includes physical rehabilitation to help strengthen weakened muscles and regain balance, as well as psychological support to help them navigate the emotional challenges of their return. Astronauts are also debriefed, and their experiences and observations documented. This information is invaluable for understanding the long-term effects of space travel on the human body and mind. It helps scientists and researchers develop better training and support systems for future astronauts. In conclusion, returning to Earth after a mission in space is a complex process. It's a journey that requires physical and emotional strength, resilience, and adaptability. But it's also a journey that offers unique insights into the human condition and our place in the universe. As they step out of the spacecraft, the journey is far from over for our astronauts. Their return to Earth marks the beginning of a new journey, one of readjustment, reflection, and discovery. They must reintegrate into society, share their experiences, and apply the lessons they've learned in space. It's a journey that continues long after the cameras stop rolling and the applause dies down. But it's a journey that, like their mission in space, has the power to inspire us all. Recovery is a process that can take weeks, months, or even years. This is especially true for the brave men and women who journey into the vast expanse of space and then make their return to the familiar confines of Earth. Once back on terra firma, astronauts don't just step out of the spacecraft and return to their daily lives. No, the journey is far from over. Their bodies and minds have adapted to living in a microgravity environment, and now they must readapt to life on Earth. This process is not as simple as flipping a switch. It's a gradual, painstaking process that requires a lot of patience and perseverance. Physically, the body must relearn how to function under the force of gravity. Muscles that have weakened during the mission have to be strengthened. The cardiovascular system, which has also adapted to microgravity, must readjust to pump blood against the pull of gravity. Balance, too, can be a challenge as the inner ear recalibrates to Earth's gravity. This can lead to a condition known as space adaptation syndrome, with symptoms that are similar to seasickness. To aid in the recovery, astronauts undergo rigorous physical therapy. They engage in strength and conditioning exercises, cardiovascular training, and balance exercises to regain their physical fitness and agility. But it's not just the body that needs to recover. The mind, too, needs time to adjust. Astronauts have been living in a small, confined space away from family and friends in a completely different environment. The psychological impact of this can be significant. Astronauts can experience feelings of isolation, depression, and anxiety upon their return. To help them cope, psychological support is provided. This can take the form of counseling, group therapy, or even medication if necessary. Monitoring is another crucial aspect of the recovery process. Astronauts undergo regular medical checkups to track their physical and mental health. This is important not only for their immediate recovery but also for future missions. By understanding the effects of space travel on the human body and mind, scientists and doctors can better prepare future astronauts for their journeys and help them recover more quickly and effectively upon their return. The recovery process is not a solitary journey, though. Astronauts have a team of professionals working with them every step of the way. From physical therapists and doctors to psychologists and nutritionists, each plays a vital role in helping astronauts recover and readjust to life on Earth. Despite the challenges, many astronauts speak of the recovery process in positive terms. They view it as a necessary part of the journey, a testament to the adaptability of the human body and mind. It's a chance to reconnect with their bodies, to regain their strength, and to process their experiences. It's also an opportunity to contribute to our understanding of space travel and its effects on the human body and mind. In the grand scheme of things, the recovery process is just another phase of an astronaut's journey. It's a phase that tests their resilience and determination, that pushes the boundaries of what we know about the human body and mind. And it's a phase that, like the journey into space itself, holds the promise of new discoveries and insights. Recovery is a testament to the resilience of the human body and mind, a true marvel of our inherent adaptability. And as we continue to explore the vast expanse of space, we also continue to explore the incredible potential of the human being. Each journey into space, each return to Earth, and each recovery process adds another piece to the puzzle, bringing us one step closer to understanding the intricacies of space travel and the human capacity to adapt and overcome. Space travel, a dream for many, is a complex journey that pushes the human body and mind to their limits. From the intricacies of liftoff, to the daily life among the stars, and the eventual return to Earth, each phase of space travel presents unique challenges. The human body, adapted for life under Earth's gravity, must adjust to the weightlessness of space. Muscle and bone loss, vision impairment, and changes in the circulatory system are just a few of the physical changes astronauts must contend with. But the challenges aren't only physical. The isolation and confinement astronauts experience can have significant psychological impacts. From the limited social interaction to the monotony of daily routines and the constant vigilance for potential emergencies, the psychological pressures are immense. Yet, despite these challenges, astronauts show remarkable resilience. Their bodies adapt to the weightlessness, their minds find ways to cope with the isolation. Upon returning to Earth, astronauts undergo a period of recovery. Their bodies gradually regain lost muscle and bone mass, their vision often improves, and they adjust back to the social norms and routines of life on Earth. But the journey doesn't end there. The long-term effects of space travel are still being studied. With each mission we learn more about the human body's ability to adapt to extreme conditions, deepening our understanding of human biology and physiology. The experiences of astronauts also shed light on the psychological resilience of the human mind. They teach us about the power of human determination, the strength of the human spirit, and our innate ability to adapt and overcome challenges. Space travel is more than just a scientific endeavor. It's a testament to human courage, resilience, and the insatiable desire to explore the unknown. So next time you gaze at the stars, spare a thought for the brave individuals who venture into the great unknown and the incredible journey they undertake.